you felt it. That low rumble in the mountains. That faint tremor under Coors Field. Nah, it's not another earthquake. It's the Colorado Rockies. The sleeping giant finally starting to stir. Look, we all know the last few years have been brutal. 119 losses in 2025. Oof. 3 straight 100-loss seasons. That'll test even the most purple-blooded fan. But listen to this. But even rival executives are whispering it. Despite where they are in the standings, it's still a sleeping giant of a franchise.
There you go.
And folks, the giant just rolled over in bed and cracked an eye-open new front office. New attitude, new arms in the rotation, like Michael Lorenzen, Tomoyuki Sugano, and Jose Quintana, to stabilize what was the worst pitching staff in modern history.
There you go.
Young guns like Hunter Goodman, smashing homers.
Hey.
Ezekiel Tovar, anchoring the infield. And that kid, Charlie Condon, knocking on the door with power that's gonna play beautiful at 5,280 feet.
No doubt about it.
And Coors Field, that's not a curse anymore. It's a weapon. The thin air,
Let's go.
the massive outfield, the home field advantage that visiting teams still haven't figured out. When the Rockies start treating Mile High like their fortress again, watch out. This isn't 2025 anymore. This is the year the giant sits up, plants those cleats in the dirt, and starts swinging.
Holy cow!
So I'd ask who wrote that by or AI stuff.
I had nothing to do with it, but that was
So
awesome.
So when you put in Chat GPT for that script for that guy, what did you tell him to add? Just the names or did he do it?
I'll never tell.
That was in the music
Some dude from
and the
Sam.
information.
Whether it's right or wrong.
It's all right. Well, there's nothing wrong. Charlie Condon will eventually be here. By the way, Mickey Moniak hurt his finger. He'll miss tonight and the next 10 games. That just literally came out. Mickey Moniak got hurt with his finger. Told him, stop picking. But whatever. Chris Bryant's on the 60-day IL. But whatever. Who cares? You want me to yell at... Can I yell at people for a second?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me tell you this.
I'm glad you're excited for the start of the season. A lot of people love opening day. And aren't we glad opening day, at least this year, wasn't today in Denver?
Well, it's going to be next Friday, and we'll be down there at the Chop House.
Oh, really? Why?
Okay, that being said, you got to understand something. The people that piss me off, the worst sports take, in my opinion, in Colorado, is sell the team. I think anybody who is still screaming about sell the team is a moron. And as soon as I hear somebody say sell the team is the only solution, I immediately discredit anything you've got to say.
But you know, and I don't want to interrupt you in the middle of this because I know you're about to go on a cool rant, but do you know why the majority of people say sell the team?
I do. I understand why they say it. I'm telling you right now, it's the dumbest thing in the world to say.
Not in the past. I would defend that from this standpoint. And I again, I don't want to take all your rants. Well,
Well,
now everything's fine.
there you go.
His call engineer. Oh, sorry, they're not working today.
Yeah.
All right. I'll put my arm back
I
on.
mean, you're screwed right now.
I know. Here's what I would say. They made changes
Yes.
more drastically in the front office than they've done in the last 25 years. Would you agree with that?
Ever. You're getting to one of my points, but go ahead. You're making my point for me.
That to me, though, and we got to see. Now the next step of making the changes, back away and keep your hands off and let the people you hire do their job.
So far, so good on that one.
The problem is people don't trust that to happen yet.
All right.
And so give them just a little leeway. I do agree. They did something this year that they've not done in their existence.
Can I point out everything anybody's complained about they've changed except for the sell the team thing.
Yeah.
But again, why would he sell the team? It doesn't make any sense.
And it makes him a lot of money.
Sure, but
business-wise, why would he sell?
I am not against rich people making money. That's fine by me. And I'm not against ownerships of team making money because good. They literally have made every single change, Scott, that people have wanted. Now, I wanted Warren Schaefer gone too, but I didn't quite understand what they were doing behind the scenes. Now I get it. And Warren Schaefer, you realize baseball, the manager has the least amount to do with the results of a game in baseball.
And you know that because when you ask how much difference does a manager make in a 162 game, it's 4 or 5 games.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's why it was so insane how bad Bud Black was. Like, Bud Black was really bad. They were literally losing. I mean, it's so easy to do managing a team, and to see Bud Black screw it up time and time again, to me was like, you got to be kidding me. Now, most people would just say, oh, the team's terrible. There's nothing Bud can do. But I guarantee those people weren't watching the games because they're lazy on this one. And the sell the team people, they're lazy too. And you're one of them, you're a lazy ass, and you shouldn't be. So I don't care what you got to say. I'll tell you this about the Rockies. You want to change in management? They've done it. You want to change in the minor league system? They've done it. You wanted a deeper dive into analytics? They've done it. You wanted them to beef up the coaching staff? They've done it. They've got a pitching coach, Alon Leishman, who will be calling pitches from the dugout, which is brand new. They have a coach with every pitcher during spring training. You know what the one thing Leishman actually had them emphasize? You're going to love this because it's so simple, but they weren't doing it. First pitch strikes.
Thank you.
First pitch strikes, because he went through and said, well, out of 100 first pitch strikes, how many were base hits? And the result was like 6. But you were getting behind in the count all the time. It is going to be the simplest.
And then you have to be precise.
Well, not really, actually. It's funny you mentioned that. He was pointing out you could throw the ball right down the middle on the first pitch, and you're fine. Like, that was their problem.
I understand that, but I'm saying when you just said that they get behind, and then all of a sudden all the pitchers have to be precise the last 4 pitches.
You're going to see more fastballs down the middle with the Rockies than you've ever seen in your life. Now, are some of them going to be hammered? Sure.
Yeah.
But percentage-wise, what's going to happen is way more outs. Ahead in the count, way more outs. The pitchers were all taught different pitches to throw to suit Coors Field. That hadn't been done before. Michael Lorenzen revealed it. I'm learning 8 new pitches, but for the World Baseball Classic, I'm just going to dial in on 3 or 4 and have scouting reports. So when he was getting whacked in spring training, it's because he was trying new things. This is not going to be overnight for the Rockies. But if you just want to hate on the Rockies because you wanted change, you're a phony if you can't praise them for making the changes they have.
And I agree with the last thing you said. I think you're harsh on the thing you said right before it. Because you're excusing 30 years of history that people have had to live with, and then all of a sudden you're supposed to say, hey, forget about the last 20 years. Trust us now. And I think this is going to have to be more of a come away thing. Now, I think you're right at this too. Watch him, give him a chance, and let's see. Let's see.
Give them a chance. Don't root against them. Don't pull for them to lose.
Right.
Don't treat them like they haven't made any changes at all.
Right.
If you want to be critical about the Rockies, the whole boycott thing is another moron thing to say. It's way harsher to pay attention to a team to be critical than to ignore a team and be critical. So pay attention to the Rockies is what I would say. Now, are we going to force Rocky talk down your throat? No, I'm not going to do that because I get it. This is a slow burn. But I'll say this right now. I'll say it right now. I'll put a bet on it. I'll reestablish my walking down to Coors Field bet that I made last year and I did not have to pay off because they didn't lose the most games of all time because I was rooting for them. I'll make it right now. Dan, save this. In 3 years, which is the 26, 27, end of the 28 season, the Colorado Rockies will be in the playoffs. Or I will walk downtown from the radio station. You got that, Dan? It's a long play, but they're a sleeping giant. They're a sleeping giant, Scott. And they're not about to raid the town yet, but they've sat up in bed. It was well put. The sleeping giant that is the Rockies has sat up in bed. And tonight it
But
begins.
but now, and you have to admit it does begin today. Now we got to see, after spending so much time in the bed, are they able to get out of the bed and walk?
Well,
And that's what we got to see.
hopefully that happens when they don't lose 100 games this year. Now, I'm not making any bets on that because I don't know if they're going to have a 20-game improvement, which would be kind of absurd. But if you pay attention to what they're doing and how they're going about it, they're making all the changes you want them to make in the first place.
Except for the ownership. But let me ask you this. Why do you think they want to change in the ownership in the past? Because he wouldn't make any changes.
Okay.
Is that fair?
You'd have to ask people that wanted a multimillionaire to sell his multi-million-dollar property. Like, that never made sense to me ever. It's just, I'm Tom and Centennial, and they should sell the team. All right, Tom. I love you, Tom. I'm glad you're listening.
Would you say it's either good or bad in the past? Dick Bumfer's been a good or a bad owner?
He's been a
good or bad?
He's been a. See, that's a complicated question.
No. Well, think about it.
He's been a bad owner. I'm getting to it. He's been a bad owner.
Yeah.
But he's been a bad owner for nice reasons.
Nice and stubborn reasons.
Yes.